Welcome, friends, to another episode of Monday Question and Answer with Joshino, where I try to answer your questions in a timely manner. So yeah, let's get on with the questions, let's just go for it. We've got DoTA 2012 who asks, what do you think of faction-specific weapons for main battle tanks, main cannons and lightnings? So at the moment, lightnings don't have Empire-specific weapons on their main guns, but obviously harassers do. And a lot of people complain about harassers being either worse or different from each other. Like say they've changed the Vulcan recently on the TR side, which is their minigun type anti-vehicle weapon. But I think and I really feel the way that I really like differentiation in this game, and I wish there was more Empire-specific stuff rather than nanite system stuff. And I think the lightnings are a bit of an eyesore, really. And at the very least, I'd like to have some different weapons on the lightnings if they're not going to go ahead with Empire-specific vehicles. Because let's remember back to Planetside 1, where we had lots of different variation with the factions and vehicles. I think they even had two fighters for each faction rather than just a liberator. They had two fighters, maybe. Anyway, but yeah, I'm all for, even if it means more balancing, the differentiation in weapons, having plasma weapons on VS, having quite imperialistic weapons on TR, and obviously faster firing, and having quite the heavy hitting railguns of the NC. Like, all this variation's very interesting, and I prefer the main battle tanks for that reason, just because they're all different. NeonX says, awesome vid as always. Question 1. What one thing would you change in your life if you could? So, I guess at the moment I've got quite a good life. I've not got much money, which does always put me down, but I always see myself as somebody who's not really that interested in money, apart from living, I guess. I don't really have like desires for loads of things. I'm just sort of content. So, and also when you think about things like this, I believe strongly in the butterfly effect. So if any one thing in my life has changed, I'm sure that my life would be completely and utterly different, because one little change spreads out and it becomes one massive change to the person. So, I mean, and I wouldn't wish to be somebody else at this point in time, and I think my brain and who I am is controlled by my decisions, so I guess I can't say that I'd change anything. Even if some things are bad, nothing's perfect, is it? The Arcane District says, ha! With this video, I finally realised what other YouTuber you remind me of. Smiley face, wait for this. Yogscast Zoe! And if nobody knows, I checked her out. It's a girl. But I think actually, to be fair, she may be from the Midlands, because she does sound a little like me, and she's English, so there we go. E.T. Joshino here! The Mastermind 2802 says, hey Joshino, any chance you can give me a shout out? I feel it is a decent channel and it needs an audience. And you know how much a simple shout out can do, thanks the Mastermind 2802. So that was a shout out for your channel, Mastermind. That was kind of a question, maybe. McTavish says, bringing up the KDR/stat padding discussion, what do you think of these stat padding techniques, like running with the medkits out to not lower your weapon score per minute, or not shooting beyond 30 meters to not negatively affect your actual stats, etc.? Doesn't that invalidate those stats, since as far as I understand, you use those stats as measurement of how good you are? Yeah, very good. But when you arbitrarily sway them like this, is there any value to them? So, at the end of the day, I think anyone looking at the stats is going to take that into consideration, that perhaps people are stat padding, and I know that probably most of the people who have the high accuracy in the game, or headshot accuracy, are going to be the ones that literally stay on towers and fight people at like 3 meters with a shotgun perhaps, or a fast firing SMG or carbine like the GD7F or Serpent. So yeah, I guess that in some ways it does invalidate it, but then again, the people who look at the stats or are interested in the stats may be able to look past that, and I think that, there's nothing really you can do about that. The medkit part is probably something that is a bit more cheesy, But at the end of the day, also, you do run faster with a medkit out, so that's always something to consider. Or it appears you run faster with a medkit out. Okay, Unknown Productions asks, do you think the directive system is too focused on hardcore players, and should it be made easier? So, yeah, I think that perhaps, because you bring up a good point here, actually, I didn't really think of this, that as a newer player, and somebody who may not be as hardcore, won't have enough time to put into it to get the last level of the directives, and there aren't really any directive rewards for any lower tiers. I mean, there's only the first. They only give the rewards for the very last tier, which I think is a problem. And yeah, you do make a good point, actually. And I did actually make a video before about the directives being able to pull rather than having single weapon directives, because it literally makes you grind out like loads of weapons you never want to use, or you'll never. Well, I mean, guess it's for people to buy weapons that they think will be better, like saying buying an extra LMG, perhaps with money. But I just think that it does, as you say, it's the wrong mindset. You put time into it for this reward, but at the end of the day, you're not enjoying the gameplay to get there, and a lot of the casual people will be locked away from this reward. So I agree, not that it should be made easier, but perhaps they should pool some rewards together, like weapons rewards. Maybe you could pool it, mix and match, like have LMGs and carbines, and then pick one of the lot you want to use, basically. So say you could get 10 weapons, you get whatever a few weapon axioms, and then you'd be able to pull that together to get a reward or something like that. And maybe even, I mean, this is more work, but small tokens for people who are small tokens for people that are on the lower ends of the directives. He also asks, 2CA, as you might know, is also almost for sure going to merge with Moo, Legend of the Cow, which is a very funnily named outfit on Miller. We are planning to do something crazy when we merge, so are you going to be with us there? We haven't decided a date yet, and I've talked to these guys, and I think they've already merged, so I think I missed that event. But yeah, I guess I've checked in game, and now I'm outfitless on TR, so I don't know if you want me back, or if anyone wants me. I guess I'm more of a token player on TR, because I play sort of once in a blue moon. I kind of prefer playing NC and VS, and VS is my main. So yeah, so I'm a lost puppy. Crow Gamer HD, you mad bro, says, did you ever play COD 2 or COD 4? So yeah, I played COD 2 and COD 4, and COD 4 was the last COD I played, but I played COD 1. I don't think it's called COD 1, but that was the expansion of something like United Allied Front, something like United Front, I don't know. Something like that, which was a very good game. And also, I played COD 2 after it came out, and played COD 3 on the Xbox, but that was pretty naff. And COD 4, which was actually fairly good. And then past that, I think they got a bit too arcadey for me, and it was all based on this, the screen lighting up with all the KD ratios and things, and I guess I got a bit tired of it. I did play Modern Warfare 2 a little bit, but then I sort of gave that up. But yeah, I played the COD 2 and the COD 4 and the COD 1, and I played COD 1 in like an esports centre in my city, like as a younger kid. And this was a game that we really loved. There were about 10 of us playing, like 5v5, and we didn't have internet at that point. There wasn't broadband, so we were all playing, just landing it on COD 1. It was pretty good experience. Elias Vincent says, here's a question for the next Q&A. Let's say you lose like 50% or more subscribers. How would you react if that happened to you? Because I've seen people in my surrounding get a little too aggressive or have abrupt mood changes. So yeah, I mean, it'd be a big bummer if I lost 50% of my subscribers. That would be like, but at the end of the day, it's not so much about the subscribers as it is how many people are actively subscribing and are engaging with you. So I know that I've got 3,000 subscribers now. Woo! But at the end of the day, I probably only get 600 views per video without advertising anywhere, and I know that I can get that because I post a lot of my other stuff onto the Planetside 2 forums or the Reddit, and I get a lot more views. But if I don't, because I don't think it fits in, or I don't think it's something special, like if it's like the Monday Q&As, I don't share because I know it's more for my YouTube following rather than, and then the Planetside 2 community probably watching, like, what the hell's this? Get him out of here! But so yeah, so there's a core audience on YouTube which are great to me and I comment all the time, and I'm very thankful for, and I know that there's about 600 people that watch my stuff very often. So yeah, that's how, just something to mention. Yeah, so but I don't think I'd get violent or aggressive. I'd just be like, oh. Anyway, let's carry on. JDRC3 says, do you play NC on Connery? And no, I do not, in fact, play NC on Connery. Wait. No, I don't. I play TR on Connery, but not very often. I play TR on Connery, not Matheson, Emerald, and then NC on, and all factions on Miller, and then I've got an NC on Cobalt, I think. But I keep deleting the characters in Cobalt because I did one of them as my challenge, where I had like one life to live with Jean-Luc Picard. So yeah, those were all the questions for this week. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, the usual jazz. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. And if you haven't already, watch my Christmas video. And also, perhaps, consider for a moment, I don't know what I was going to say there. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Genesis, who has pledged me $50 for the Christmas period. And also to Yegless Emerald TR, who donated $5 per month on Patreon. So thank you very much, guys. That is very appreciated. And yeah, so $50 is massive. And everyone that donates a little bit, it really does help. And thank you. Bye-bye!